Most tattoo shop owners, they're flying completely blind when it comes to insurance. Not because they don't care, but because no one has really ever taken the time to break it down in plain and simple English. So today, I'm doing something completely different. I'm not just talking to you as an insurance agent. I'm talking to you as if I would open my own tattoo shop. No fluff, no upsell, just exactly what I'd buy, what I'd skip, and where I'd make damn sure there were no gaps. If you own a tattoo shop in Texas, or really anywhere, this video is your blueprint. Because tattooing isn't like most businesses. You're dealing with skin, permanent work, client expectations, health regulations, and reputation that could make or break your business. And most insurance policies, they're not built with that in mind. So let's walk through the core coverages that I would personally buy if I was opening my own tattoo shop. Let's start with the one that everyone's heard of, general liability insurance. This covers the classic stuff, slips and falls, bodily injury, property damage. So for example, if a client was to trip over a cord, or you might accidentally spill ink on a $3,000 handbag, that's where this coverage kicks in. But here's what most tattoo shop owners get wrong. General liability insurance does not cover your actual tattoo work. So if someone has an allergic reaction, claims improper sanitation, or says that your work caused them harm, that's not general liability. And this is where things get dangerous because a lot of tattoo shop owners think that they're covered when they're not. This is a big one, professional liability or errors and omission. If I'm opening up a shop, this is non-negotiable because this is what it covers. Bad tattoo claims, design disputes, this isn't what I asked for situations, allegations of negligence in your work. And let's be real, in this industry, it's not if something gets disputed, it's a matter of when. Even if you did everything right, and even if the client approved the stencil, even if it healed perfectly, people change their minds. And when they do, the policy is the only thing standing between you and a lawsuit. Now, let's talk for a minute about protecting your actual shop. Property insurance covers things like your furniture, your equipment, tattoo machines, chairs, fixtures, electronics, artwork portfolios, and the build out of your space. Think about how much you've invested. Machines alone, they're not cheap. Now, imagine a fire, theft, water damage, and without property coverage, you're starting from scratch. And most shop owners underestimate this coverage big time. All right, this one is Texas specific, and it gets a little tricky. The state of Texas does not require business owners to carry workers' comp insurance. Sounds great, right? Not so fast. Because if you do not have work comp insurance, you lose key legal protections. That means if an artist or employee gets hurt, they can sue you directly. No limits, no protection, no guardrails. And tattoo shops live in a gray area. Employees versus independent contractors, booth renters versus staff. If I'm opening a shop, I'm either structuring this very carefully or carrying workers' comp to eliminate the risk. Because one injury can wipe out years of work. If you travel to, let's say, a tattoo convention, maybe guest spots, or even events, your personal auto policy is likely not enough to cover your business. Commercial auto insurance covers things like business-related travel, equipment in transit, and liability while operating for business purposes. And if you've ever hauled gear across Texas, you know this exposure is very real. Okay, moving on to cyber liability. This is one that almost nobody thinks about. But think about what you're storing. Client personal information, consent forms, payment data, credit card transactions. And if that data gets compromised, you're on the hook. Cyber coverage helps with data breaches, notification costs, and legal expenses, as well as reputation recovery. And in today's world, that's not optional anymore. Let's say the health department shuts you down, or you have a fire damage, water leak forces closure, power outage shuts down your operation. You're not making money, but your bills still keep coming, right? Business interruption coverage replaces that income during your downtime. This is what keeps business owners alive while you recover. In Texas, tattoo shops are regulated by DSHS. And while insurance isn't explicitly required, Your coverage ties directly into compliance and risk management. Because if something goes wrong, there's a complaint filed, inspections are triggered, an incident is reported, your insurance program becomes part of your defense. And trust me, you want that dialed in before anything happens. All right, so let's talk about limits for a second. If I'm building my tattoo shop from day one, here are the coverage limits that I would have on my policy. General liability insurance, $1 million per occurrence with a $2 million aggregate. Professional liability, minimum $1 million. Property is gonna be based on what the actual replacement cost of everything that we talked about would be covered under your property coverage. I'd strongly consider work comp insurance. Cyber liability and business interruption, coverage from day one. Not overkill, not bare minimum, just smart protection. Let's run through some real world scenarios to give you a better understanding of how these coverages operate. A client says, this tattoo isn't what I wanted. Professional liability. A client slips in your shop. General liability. Fire destroys your equipment, furniture, artwork, etc. Property coverage. An artist gets injured and sues. Work comp insurance. Or a major problem if you don't have it. Client's data gets hacked. Cyber liability coverage. This is how these policies show up in real life. Look, at the end of the day, you don't need the most expensive policy. You just need the right one. So here's what I did for you. In the description below, I put a free tattoo insurance audit form. It walks you through what to look for, what you might be missing, and how to review your current coverage like a pro. No pressure, no pitch. Just a tool to help you protect your shop the right way. And if you've got questions after that, you already know where to find me. If this helped even a little bit, please consider hitting the subscribe button below because we're breaking down business insurance in a way that actually makes sense for real business owners.